I think the Team WE have a good draft. You know, they've got great damage, especially late game with the Azir side lane, the Ornn upgrades. But AL...
But top lane Cube just based and ported. So Flandre has the first collapse if he wants to play for this river fight. Tarzan says, Monkey, do you really want to take this fight, brother? The flash from Monkey is followed by Tarzan. Cars swoops on in. Shanks with the passive revs up those autos for first blood, and Cars will fall too.
I just have to say, it's on Monkey right now, and he's everywhere on the map.
Cube is in trouble. Tries to flash. I mean, he still gets flashed on, but Tarzan will fall to the turret shot.
For him.
Flandre already prepping that dive for another kill to be hand-fed to Tarzan. Monkey is here for the collapse. Instant cataclysm right onto Cube. Looks for the flag and drag. However, it takes a little too long to try and finish off the kill, and Monkey's there for the punish. Getting a one-up on the MVP.
Well, that's a
back off for now. Does have Smite to go for a second round, but wants to see if he can punish Flandre. Ignite and Flash at the ready from this Rumble. Overheated, Monkey dashes in with the audacious charge. Flash for the 3 talent strike, knock up, and Cube secures the kill.
Okay, so Tarzan trade on AL side, but Team WE saying, okay, look, we do know how to scrap as well.
Ends up being all 3.
There's a big item discrepancy in the mid lane right now, and Monkey takes a bit. All the flash in.
Two-man shockwave in the 2-man flag and drag the cataclysm onto 1. Cars tries to put him into a bouncy house and manages to survive.
I mean, living that is huge. Okay, you're losing more, and there is a Nautilus hooking in to try to, you know, close the gap, stop some bases.
They have the goal to kind of just brute force their way into it. Can WE use vision to their advantage?
Yeah, Team WE do have item spikes, which is pretty important. They are down a lot of gold, but the item completions are very even. No TPs for the mid laners who are up in the top lane, so it's just going to be a 4v4 down here in bot.
Tarzan goes in, EQ flag and drag onto multiple people, but he is the first one bursted out. Flandre with the flank and the equalizer roasts them alive, instantly takes out 2, but Flandre cut off from the rest of anyone's Legends core. He manages to flash out at the last possible second. They don't get a chance to stop the dragon from being taken, but during this entire sequence, Gebetto, Shanks is pushing and getting solo. WE think, okay, we did pretty good at this fight, and they're like, wait, we're down now 4,000 gold. Tarzan making the engage on the Yao. Yao gets snagged up by the dredge line and locked in place, but this quick stand behind me gets over the wall to Monkey, but about not in a safe place anymore. Tarzan isolates him from the rest of the group, and now WE contemplating a way to escape, or at least keep their distance. Monkey decides to go back in. Flash from Kyle gets him out alive. Tarzan might be a little worse for wear, but he goes back in with another EQ flag and drag. Bullet time for the shockwave as well. Blows up 2. Gets the double kill onto Cars. This is here. Monkey does not have access to, or does have access to, empowered TP from his top lane quest. Rift Herald is dropped in the mid lane. Dredge line does snag onto Yao. Yao flag and drag for the knockup right on top. Forced to flash away. He was not in range for the stand behind me, as a flash down on Braum as well as the exhaust. And tier 2 turret does get felled. Gonna make the charge into the inhibitor.
So what I want to ask, Rafa, is what exactly have we learned from this game 1? It's a nice hook, but is this a kill? Does he just die?
Cube does flash away. Monkey now leading the charge. It's a teleport coming in from Karis, but Flandre answers it. So WE are going to call off the play. Monkey goes in. Okay, well, Crescent Guard is popped. He can block damage from both Shanks and Bullet Time for now. Cars with the Emperor's Divide does scoop in. Shanks! They get him! Big shutdown, but what about the rest of the Panda squad as they lay waste and completely ruin WE? Ace at 22 minutes and Baron's on the menu.
Okay, well, what I learned from that fight is Karis' Azir is not bad, but you need to do more than just kill this Orianna.
So going forward into the series, I know it sounds pretty predeterministic to be like, okay, yeah, we're already talking about game 2, but come on. This is a I'm talking about game 2. Yeah. This is a 10,000 gold lead from anyone's legend, and what we can look for from WE is that, hey, if we can manage to not get bled out this much gold before we get into these team fights, as we get another one breaking out in this red side jungle. Call the Forge God already used. Glacial Fissure, decent knock up on the two members. Tarzan below 50% HP, so is Kyle. Shanks wants to go in. Shockwave on the two. Monkey tries to sweep into the back line, manages to assassinate Kyle and speeds on out. But this just feels like a consolation prize as the bullet time executes him where he stands. Triple kill for Hope.
Happy to play the Azir and the Akali into it, and has normally found a ton of success. In this game, against one of the best...
They're not showing anything new. There's no trick cards being revealed early on, not just for WE's sake, but for the rest of the league's sake. As Monkey, oh man, he got roasted in the 1v2 and Flodger flashes away. Don't tell me he escapes and even throws down the equalizer just to make sure the cars can't get to him. He's gonna go gold and burns him away with the flame spitter. I think Flodger got a little too greedy for it, but I respect the flair and the style points, keeping Chorus at bay while the rest of his team is trying to finish the game here at 26 minutes. Glacial Fissure knocks up Hope briefly, and the turret aggro was starting to ramp up, so forcing AL back off for now. Chorus manages to recall in time, but they've got Baroned up minions, and one more wave. The EQ flag and drag into the bullet tide. Good night, Chorus, Yao Yao, and about. We're talking about game 2, because game 1 is already wrapped up. As explosive as you want them to be, because if you just try to run into anyone's legend, that's really tough to do. But if you're the first ones at objectives...
But I think that delaying the level 6 from Pantheon is so big, it means that the side lanes are safer. You have time to let this Gwen maybe get solo killed.
Oh boy, Cube forced to flash. Flodger flashes on top! Oh my goodness.
They
were literally trying to mog each other and see, and Tarzan was trying to see, like, maybe Monkey messes up. Maybe I'm just better. And Monkey's like, can you just go to your side of the map, please? Oh my goodness. Yao Yao. Just so sick.
That's really something. I don't know. That was brutal.
I'll tell you what I do know, and what is brutal is Tarzan completely mogging Cube on the top side of the map.
Gwen did die again. This Sion is up 700 gold in a matchup that he was counterpicked in. So that's not the best start, but...
Remember, guys, Kyle is first all-pro support, so that is definitely a major plus in Yao Yao's book of accomplishments for this split. Needlework traded for Unstoppable Onslaught. Flanja just gets out and preserves as much HP as possible. About in a 1v2, Hope forces the barrier out of the bout, and he gets an extra shield from the Inspire. Meanwhile, mid lane, Shanks doing battle with Tarzan against Monkey and Cars. They already used Between Worlds and Subjugate popped. As anyone's legend still have access to the Grand Starfall. Shanks charming up Monkey, trying to bait him in. Has access to Flash and Spirit Rush, and honestly, Geppetto, major trade for anyone's legend. They burned both ultimates from Cars and Monkey.
Yeah, very nice. And Shanks, did have to use his ult as well. But I mean, where's Tarzan going to go? Is he going to ult right here?
Send it. Oh, good night, Cube. Tarzan sounds the horn of the theme. Grand Starfall right on Cube's face, and Monkey can't do a damn thing about it.
We were talking about before we went live.
A single point-and-click stun from Tarzan, and at least a flash blown from Trundle. Keeps his distance, though, 2,000 HP on the Dragon. Tarzan will secure it. And that's the first Dragon over for the Pandas. Rift Herald spawning in the next 2 minutes. Monkey's going to try to see if he can find something here on the Kyle. Forces the flash out of the Lulu. Yao Yao committing, but Grand Starfall is the response. Jumps on the Monkey. Has the Inspired Shield. Does not need to burn the flash. They're going to look to see if they can reset the fight, but without their engaged tools, with no pillar, it's really hard for WE to close the distance.
There's a TP behind, though.
Oh, boy, WE, you gotta run. Who's it coming from? It is the
ult.
Scion. Flandra has Unstoppable Onslaught on cooldown, but he might be able to speed on in. Flash doesn't connect the Mocking Shell for the slow, but the Decimating Smash still connects and gets the knock-up on a 2. Yao Yao falls, and Shanks collects the kill credit. Oh, Tarzan finds Monkey. Cars cannot save him in time. Across the veil into the Between Worlds. Tarzan just needs to get hit by one more auto attack. Cars gets the shutdown, but now About is getting dove under the tower. Flandra impacting the entire map and now it is all catastrophe for WE.
Yeah, I mean, Cube's trying to remedy the situation, but there's other parts of the map that kind of just fall apart for WE, and in this game it was the top and jungle, mostly the top. And
oh no, Monkey pops the subjugate, walks away from the flame chompers, but Grand Starfall into the spear, looks to stun down Yao Yao as well through the shields. It doesn't matter, anyone's legend, rolling them just like in game one. And Shanks in a 1v1 against Cars almost gets taken out. Unfortunately for Cars, cannot finish the job. Shanks managing to survive and not give over a death.
If you squint and look at Karas, and just only look at mid lane. You know, put your hands up, don't look at the gold. Mid lane is going great, you know. Shanks had a very good game one performance, and Karas is now showing off that was just one game, right? The Aurora's looking good.
Talking about, like, man, Monkey has to play on this team again. This sucks for him. And it turns out that Cars just had one of the best splits of his career so far, but he has to perform miracles because now they're in a fight.
We are fighting.
That could be determining of the game 2 victor. Teleport from Cube on the Gwen, tries the front line for the team. That Veil's going down. Cars pops between worlds, looks for Hope, doesn't find the assassination, forced to flash away, and here come the Dinks resets. Hope is on his train to reset City. Shanks is gonna force away Cube out of the fight, takes him down with the charm, and a snipe of the zap from Hope over the wall, finds Yao Yao. Time to wrap it up, boys. We're getting ready for game 3 already.
Yeah, I think the conclusion is that was not the fight. Down, you know, 5,000 gold. I don't know if that Herald, even if you had gotten the Herald, the decimating smash, not the prettiest fight from WE, and back at live is not too pretty either.
About forced to flash away, but the Grand Starfall, Tarzan flash spear into the stun. Good night about, and Yao Yao is going to be the next on the chopping block. Forced to flash away, does manage to survive now, but Shanks blocks him down with the charm, and Flandra can slow him with the mocking shout, and Tarzan once more. He's got the Rift Herald, just going to take it for a quick smash into the turret, get some extra gold into their pockets, and just like that, Gebetto, we have an 8,000 gold lead before 20 minutes.
And the Herald is going to crash on the tier 2 tower in mid lane, and it's going to be even worse. It is also Cloud Soul. Will we get the soul? We didn't have it finished in game 1. We're probably not having it finished in game 2 either. AL, they like to start off a little slow, and then once again...
Not to single anyone out, Gebetto, priority. And we already talked about that in this meta, against someone like Tarzan, you need to get pushed so that Monkey doesn't start losing resources through the top side of the map. Oh, what just happened? We jumped to live.
Oh.
We missed a lot of action on the Rift, but About is already down to a quarter of his HP. Yao Yao got killed somewhere down the line. I'm just as confused as everyone else at home. I'm not going to lie.
I'm going to pretend that never happened. And we were always here, and I'm aware of what happened. Oh, we're going again.
Oh my god!
We are hot fixing the issue live. Don't worry.
What is happening?
Because there is more action waiting.
Monkey and Yao Yao trying to contest their own red quadrant jungle. Monkey gets charmed and just forced to leave. None of these camps belong to him. It is all for the taking of anyone's legend. Quick time.
And okay, yeah, Gwen takes one item to come online as, there's an ult in mid.
Goodness me! Did you see how much damage that
They didn't even need Tarzan.
No, I mean, he threw an empowered Comet Spear, and that cut through the inspired shield. Just insane how far ahead anyone's legend are, but... like we said at the beginning of this series, this was the expectation that we had for anyone's legend to have over WE.
Yeah, we don't do predictions here again on the LPL, but I'm feeling pretty confident in my prediction at the beginning of this. If we were scoring points, which I'm down for, if any of our...
So there's a world that WE, not against anyone's legend, but most of the other opponents in the field might be able to do well. It's this matchup is just really hard. Like, you've got Tarzan.
We got to be realistic, you know.
Yeah, and sometimes it can feel pretty pessimistic to be like, oh yeah, they were never gonna win this one. But you're seeing the results right now on your screen on how these matches play out. Decent job though from WE in preventing anyone's legend of getting any kills on that engage attempt. It was quite easily executed from WE to just get around it.
I think, Rafa, I'm going to put myself in WE's shoes, right? Again, Group of Sand lessons being learned. I'm sure of it. I can feel it, right? I can feel the knowledge going into my brain. Again, I'm not exactly sure what knowledge. Maybe Ban Pantheon is the knowledge. He's here.
The other knowledge is that Flandra is absolutely smurfing on Cube right now. Flash for the decimating smash does snag Cube, but no proper follow-up from anyone's legend can really get any more targets off of the engage attempt from Flandra. Kars is forced to retreat back in mid, and the rest of the Pandas are going to push in through the bottom side of the map, quickly doing away with this turret, undermining it, and they're going to fell this inhibitor next. Top lane still has structures in the path, but anyone's legend are going to try to end the game and go to game 3 off of this push. Charm connects on the Monkey. Not tanky enough, but is barely able to retreat back to the fountain to heal back to top. But anyone's legend don't care about any of the players from WE in their path. They're looking to take down the Nexus turrets. Cube is the first one to fall, and the resets are starting to pour in for Hope on this Jinx. The Nexus is exposed. They're going for the kills. They're just adding salt to the wound, and anyone's legend are going to game 3 up 2-0.
20 seconds on this bar. When 20 seconds is up, you can't swap anymore. I would really prefer it how it is right now, with the Zehen in the jungle and the Jace up top. I know maybe nameplate's off. That's a first for this series so far.
A CS lead too, man. I mean, this is quite the start. Cube going for the solo kill, 1v1.
No.
Oh no! Just put the fries in the bag, bro. Hang it up, man. Oh,
A little ambiguous with how I was saying it, and then you just said Cube has a CS lead, and then he just dies. He dives on the tower, and is he dead again?
And Flandra hits level 6. Cube has no flash, no way out, no hose, no bros, just a one-way trip back to the fountain. Flandra is gonna sit him down and show him who's the father in this. Possible. I apologize, but also that ain't on me. That's on Cube, man.
I wasn't a part of this.
Listen, I was calling it as I saw it, and I didn't say anything
He did have
else.
a CS lead.
Yeah,
he still does, to be fair.
I was
he still
speaking
does
the
have
truth.
a CS lead. Your Honor, I speak the truth, and
your decision to commit to the dive and getting outplayed, and then Flandra TPing back and outplaying it. Hang on, Shanks might be in trouble. Tarzan, ball break over the wall, and it means that Kars is now in a world of trouble. Pops the encore that he stole from the Seraphine. Unfortunately, just not enough to finish off Shanks. And now Yao Yao forced to flash away and is completely in a world of trouble. He's in enemy territory, and that Ash Arrow will signal the death of him. The fight continues as Monkey's gonna get knocked up. Cease and desist into the unraveled Earth Seismic Shove combo. Monkey managing to pop Tarzan before he goes down. Monkey trying to survive the flash auto attack from Kyle. Ensures that Monkey's death will be the high note for Kyle Seraphine.
Maybe we should... Worst game we've seen so far in terms of how the gold has looked at 10 minutes.
Okay, Yao, hit this hook. Hit him. Okay, Encore slows him down. Blitzcrank hook goes wide. All right. Oh, but the W hook from Monkey connects on the Hope. Has no flash, tries to flash away to the right side, pops the barrier, ends up going down. And Monkey's sheer force of will at least guarantee WE get a second kill this game.
And definitely out there, but loses both summoner spells, so there is a possibility for something to be done back in the bot lane again.
Oh,
Karis?
one more auto attack. Oh, Shanks with the style points. Q flash to guarantee the kill.
Angle. It's not an Alistair ult or a Nara ult, and Tarzan is in this brush. He's blocking this gank really well.
Asher onto a bout, pops the cleanse, and Tarzan springs the trap onto an unknowing Monkey who tries to go into Grim Deliverance, still surviving for now, but Tarzan has already eliminated Yao Yao. Shanks has arrived to the party and will punish Karis, trying to double down on this play. Monkey forced to retreat. The Vault Breaker clips a bout in the face, and it's a 10-2 kill lead for anyone's Beto. So if you already thought that this lead from anyone's Legend was devastating enough, imagine getting blasted by Infernal Soul procs. Karis trying to look for the collapse onto Kyle. There's no Encore as he steals and hijacks one of his own. Flash, Encore, what the hell? Flandra comes in from far before public execution, takes out Karis, and completely turns the tides of the battle. WE don't get a single kill, completely embarrassed by the Pandas, and they are just running away with the series on this one.
Yeah, just wrap it up. I think it's about time. AL are, like you said, they're completely embarrassing WE. They're dancing on them. Hope, sidestep.
Complete stomp to give LPL the most confidence going into those international tournament scenarios. Dive under the top turret, Vault Breaker, Encore, Unraveler, Seismic Shove, the full combo, and the House Kitchen Sink thrown into the mix as well. Tarzan doesn't even go down. It's just a pristine, clean dive from the Pandas. And now we got a flank scenario coming into the mid lane. Flandra in a 1v2, and he likes these odds so far. He's got backup coming in with the Weaver's Wall. Shanks ready to fly on in and hunt about down. The flash for the Q, throws another rock. Grim Deliverance gets punted back by a quick seismic shove from Shanks, and Monkey's passive will only delay the inevitable, but at least buy some time for Monkey to survive for now. Relying on Yao Yao and a Cube to be the front line for him as Flandra tries to continue to dance forward, playing on the edge and using the shields from the Eclipse and the W to keep himself alive. WE don't lose out on their jungler, but the devastation is already made happen.
We have just under 5 minutes, but the fact that this is a conversation in 2026 where the game is so difficult to end, and it's a possibility that you could get the fastest series ever, the fastest best of 5 in the LPL ever, is crazy, but AL just look leagues above.
Oh, Shanks, some difficulty trying to take down Cube, who is a little bit beefier, going with the Grasp of the Undying rune setup, but still will end up going down to Tarzan's Vi as he takes his time, gets 360 gold for his troubles. We got a mid lane fight. Encore quickly demolishing Yao Yao. Grim Deliverance right on top of Hope. Is he taking any damage? Finally, Kars gets into the fray and gets a big shutdown bounty for himself. Needs to escape the grasp of Flandra. And because there's no public execution available anymore, there's no way to lock down Kars. So some consolation prizes being awarded over to WE in getting some gold back for themselves, but it is still a 9,000 gold deficit that they have to overcome.
Yeah, I think that WE, like, the game plan here is just denying the record. So going for Hope there is actually really big because he needs to be there to push the towers down as the ADC. So maybe denying the record here with just that kill alone.
Weaver's Wall cuts off any retreat path for Yao Yao, gets flicked right back into Flandra's waiting arms. Cube is teleported in and says, oh god, I don't want to be here anymore. Tries to run away. Shanks, does he have another seismic shove in time to punt him back? Not going to find it. About able to arcane shift away from any danger from the Pandas as they are taking up position up in this blue quadrant jungle, continuing to just stranglehold all the resources, all the gold from WE, and it's just clinical gameplay from what many consider to be the best team in the LPL.
Need to go for this. They're going to use the Herald to get some more gold, but they will basically have like this reset and then a minute. So they'd need to, you know, regroup. There's no towers really.
Arrow,
I mean, they could just go for it here.
Shove, and the Rift Herald knock-up. Vi is going road rage driving on this Herald. Tarzan just adding insult to injury. And all Monkey can do is say, guys, don't worry, I'm getting a Gromp.
Are they going for it? Are they going to try to end? This would break the record. They still have a minute and a half.
A minute and 50 seconds. A minute and 50 seconds. Anyone's Legend. Someone told them the script. They're trying to make it happen.
No
they
way.
Want to make history happen right here, right now. Yao Yao pulls them in, but Flandra's there to back him up with the public execution, diving under a Nexus turret. Maybe it was a little too bold and ambitious for anyone's Legend to pull off. They retreat. They lost Kyle. The record will not be broken today, as WE will
Maybe.
defend their base.
We've still got a minute. Kyle can respawn. Angel and On, I think, are the only 3 players remaining in the LPL that are still on that Suning roster that got the record. Maybe they're watching this and going, thank God.
Oh, nice
hook
from Yao Yao. Shakes forced to flash away, but the response is that much greater. Yao Yao goes down for his attempt, and Monkey forced to back off from Flandre's Mbessa, who is just running the rift. Level 15 on this Mbessa. 3 levels above pretty much everyone on the side of WE, and the public execution sends him into the back line, flashing on top of About. The cleanse won't do jack squat for you, buddy. You're still getting sliced by Dami Mommy herself, and here comes the Vault Breaker into the cease and desist, pulls in Yao Yao as well. Shanks goes a little too deep, but the Nexus turrets are destroyed. Monkey, with one last Hail Mary attempt, will go down swinging, but nothing rewarded. The true king of the jungle runs this rift, and his name is Tarzan, the MVP of the regular season. Anyone's legend with a clean 3-0 sweep over WE.